Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I have no headphones tonight, or my earpods I left in my little baby's room, and I can't get in there because he's sleeping now. Just let me know. Maybe say I can hear you okay in the comments there. My name is Jeff. I am your host for this evening's Do Nothing project this Sunday. All right. Okay, cool. People can hear me. Almost didn't make it. I don't know if people realize that almost every single Sunday night I text Andrew and say, you may have to do it tonight. Andrew is our moderator here in the blue font. For those who don't know Andrew, thank you, Andrew. He usually says, okay, because I have some thing I'm trying to deal with, a family thing. My son he's a three-nager going on to 4, and so he's takes up a lot of energy. Put it that way. Anyway, I'm really happy to be with everybody. Yeah, this is the place to be for no matter what's going on in your life. Whether things are very, very, very busy and hectic, whether things are very, very quiet, which can be its own kind of challenge and hecticness in a way, the hecticness of your own thoughts. It's an oasis, hopefully, in the middle of the week or the end of the week, to begin the week, where we can just sit and just feel connected in community and not need to do much of anything, in fact. So welcome back, everyone. Good to see a lot of the names. And if you're new, I'm very happy to have you. We've been doing this for, actually, I think it might be 4 years, maybe more. So I think I'm going to do a very simple practice that I actually did today when I was feeling overwhelmed with family things. I managed to convince a friend of mine to watch Eden. Sasha's sick with a fever too, my youngest, so it's been tense on the childhood front. But my friend watched Eden for half an hour while I went into the forest. I leaned against this old cedar tree that I've known since I was a kid. This massive old cedar tree. It's all got these gnarled hooks in it that were probably banged in there like 70 years ago, before I was born, 80 years ago, and it's grown over, and it's all gnarled and, not a tall tree. Cedars aren't tall, but just thick base. And I sat and I leaned against the cedar tree, and I just felt my bones. Just breathed and felt my bones. And at a certain point, I couldn't tell what were my bones and what was the tree. It's just this feeling of structure. And it was really nice to meditate on the feeling of your bones. I mean, for me, it was, they're sort of like the closest thing in your body to mineral, to geology, to rock. The viscera, the blood, the flesh, the muscles, the fascia, they're all so relatively soft and imprintable, but this felt like something more enduring, the bones. So I just leaned against the tree and felt my bones, and it was great. It really slowed me down, and I found it very regulating. And then I went back into the melee. But I've been carrying that with me through today, and I thought, well, maybe I'll guide the bones, practice on the bones. So, as always with the Do Nothing project, if you have your own tried and true practice, you're welcome to do that. You don't even need to, quote, meditate. You can just, the most elemental form of meditation is just sitting and being. It's not trying to implement a technique or do anything. It's just letting that strategic part of your brain rest, the part that's trying to figure out the right thing and be the right way. It's just saying, can you let that go even? And sometimes that's hard. Often it's hard, but other times when you're given permission in that way, something can happen. It's like our life comes forward to meet us in a new way, or in a fresher way. So I'll make that invitation too at some point in the practice, but we'll start out with gentle focus on feeling of structure in the body, the bones, if you like, or whatever your go-to is, and then I'll shift into something else. And I don't have my light or anything, it's just the light going down outside, so it'll probably get pretty dark here. All right, friends. Them bones. Don't have my bell, so we'll just start. You start by taking a few slow, deliberate breaths. As you breathe in, stretch up a bit. As you breathe out, it can be the settling motion, a downward motion. I usually feel like I could benefit from extending the exhales, sort of more of a parasympathetic piece there, just as you breathe out, there's already a letting go in the diaphragm, so you can kind of ride that letting go down, that little release, that feeling of the body settling, and you can ride it down into the sense of contact with the ground underneath you, whether you're laying down, so your back feeling supported by the bed or the floor, or if you're sitting in a chair or on a cushion, feeling that contact. Every time you breathe out, it's like you're arriving a little more firmly. Arriving right here. And it's worth taking a few moments just to check in with this intention around letting this next 30 minutes be what they are, letting the sounds in your environment be there. I've got sounds in my environment. You may hear yelling, bird sounds, or who knows what. So whatever sounds are there, whether it's your neighbors or traffic, it's just what's there. Same with whatever internal sensations and thoughts and feelings are there. Kind of begin with this this curiosity, looking and seeing what's there, letting it, and then this decision to not get uptight about anything. And for me, when I do that, I actually feel that as a kind of softening through the front of the body. Like, okay, I'm literally not gonna get uptight. I'm not gonna brace, get rigid. I'm not gonna push back or fight or clench. And we're just breathing, just being a body. So often helpful at the beginning of a meditation just to settle attention on something really simple, just to help things settle. It's like you use the simplicity of your home base, whether that's a sound or the feeling of the breath or another sensation, use it to simplify more and more of your experience. So it's sort of this focus. Eventually, it can kind of radiate out so things get more unified. So people like the breath, some people like sounds. In this one, I'm going to offer as an option the feeling of your bones, feeling of your bones, the structure of the body. So holding the head up if you're sitting that way, or but even if wherever you're sitting, if you're lying down, however you are, there's a structure. And kind of playing with this idea of tuning into that slower, more enduring structure. The slowness of bones, the mineral density of them. So that may also, of course it may be hard to kind of feel. So you can just sort of feel your body, and you might have an image of your skeleton or of a particular bone like your pelvis, or you may actually kind of feel that you can tune into it in some way. You can use your imagination or just your interoception, whatever works for you, but that's an option. And if it doesn't land or doesn't appeal, you can of course do your own version or choose something else. So I'll just let you play with that for a bit. Good. Of course, at the beginning, mind wanders a lot, all through. Could be wandering, drifting, daydreaming, still holding on to a particular rumination. And it's all right. It's natural. You just notice that, and then you come back to a home base. You just don't feed the thoughts. Eventually, they'll change or go away, and new ones come back. But we're in it for the long game here. Thoughts are very, very, very short game. Body's in the long game, and the longest game in the body of the bones. Breathing in, up from the ground, the kind of mineral goodness coming up into the bones. No anxiety in the bones, no sadness in the bones, no. It's just structure. Slow and steady. Under the nervous system, this older system. slowing down and training everything to the energy of the bones, maybe playing with a sense of permanence, of slowness, of always having been here, almost like a mountain. Of course, we're playing a little bit with the idea of bones, but that's okay. It's this direction we're aiming for: slow, steady, strong, enduring. It's the structure that supports us. Quiet of the bones, peacefulness of being a skeleton. Slumbering there in the very middle of the body, surrounded by life. Infused with life, yeah, but also slow and steady, strong, even in the places where it's brittle, it's strong. As we get towards the end, let's finish with a completely different image of joy and celebration. Let's imagine our skeletons standing up, stepping outside of our bodies and all dancing together, clacking their bones. You can picture the skeletons of all the people you feel like picturing, dancing, laughing, giving clanky, clicky high fives, clicking their fingers together, wiggling their hips. It's like the Day of the Dead. Big skeleton party. Something really nice about embracing the skeleton, the quiet skeleton. Slow but now cackling, laughing, dancing, clacking, cracking, clicking, creaking. Skeleton in every one of us. Dancing like it's the last day, dancing in the graveyard, hugging rocks and trees. What is the skeleton scared of? Nothing. Just finish by giving your skeleton a big hug. Whole body, if you like. Imagine hugging all the other bodies with skeletons in them, big ones and little ones. And that's our slightly surreal loving kindness practice. Can hardly see. Super dark here. All right, friends. Thank you for doing nothing with me. Curious how people liked the meditating on the bones. People like Sandra, Gabrielle, Emma liked the bones. Nice, 35 years of teaching. Sheila, congratulations on your last day. Yeah, I have to remember, Deb, to resurrect this one, so to speak, for Halloween. Anyone find the bones kind of a calming thing to pay attention to? Tisha's tired bones appreciated that. Yeah, okay, some good comments here. Oh, nice, Emily. Looking forward to hanging out. Early Halloween theme. Yep. Quiet skeleton. Of course, I was kind of taking some liberties with the reality of bones. I know they're not quite quiet. They're alive. They're not always so strong. Nice. Who's the archaeologist? Siobhan. Used to be an archaeologist. I'm so glad. Oh, nice. So Heather found it useful for relaxing the muscles. And Christiana. Yeah, meditating in natural light. Christiana, I'd love doing it when I can. There's Kent's quote here, ain't no sun to take off your skin and dance around in your bones. Wow. Alexis, like the bones don't feel anxiety. I mean, there probably is issues in there too, but they say the issues are in your tissues, not your bones so much. All right, great comments. Thank you, everybody. Very good to hang out. Just a disembodied floating face here. I will see you next week, unless my family is having a meltdown, in which case hopefully Andrew can sub in at the last minute. It's very generous of him to offer to do that, and good to hang out with everybody. CEC retreat is next weekend, so for those of you coming to that, that's our Consciousness Explorers Club meditation retreat happening outside of Toronto, near Hamilton. I think it's filled up. And then I'll be down in Omega in October, and North Carolina late October. But I'll be here every Sunday night, hopefully. Good to see everyone. Much love. Much love. Thanks, everyone. Much love.